So in what ways did SCI3930 help you get your current job?
So one of the weeks that we did in the unit was a week on networking. And so I met the company that I'm working for at a conference last year. And whilst I was looking for graduate positions, I thought to reach out and ask if they had any roles. They did. They passed me on to an interview. And during the interview, another thing came up regarding commercial awareness, which was something else that we studied in the unit. So being aware of government initiatives and how that fits into the research infrastructure meant I could actually answer that question, which probably looked really good and is probably why I've got the job today.
Yeah, so it really helped me with being able to like write my CV and have that really ready to go so that I could quickly tailor it to specific positions, and then I know what skills to highlight and what things to leave out.
Probably the practice with the assessment centre.
Yeah.
For me, the first time going into the assessment centre for the current job I'm in now, which is with the Victorian state government, I had never done an assessment centre before. So doing the mock assessment centre in the class was a really good way to sort of have a trial run before I went into the real deal.
How did SCI3930 prepare for the workplace?
One part of the unit was I had to write reflective pieces every week about, you know, if I'd done well, what did I do and how can I build on successes? And if I hadn't had a good week or felt a bit off, think about why and how I could improve in future. And being in a new workplace, particularly without other graduate students and over Zoom, I've been working completely remotely, writing reflective pieces every week has really helped me engage with the workplace better and understand when I'm having a good week or a bad week and reach out for help. So it's been really, really useful.
There's a bit of role playing about like incidents and like how to handle those incidents, like what to do in those situations. And I felt like that was really good way to prepare if those incidents ever arose. You sort of knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Whether it was to contact HR or how to like address the person. And
so I'll say it greatly improved my self-confidence and then my self-reflective ability. So it made me feel like I do have the skills to be here in the workplace and I've got experience and that I can like make a positive contribution.
I guess it was just like widen it opened up my mind or my eyes, I guess.
Yeah.
Like how if when you take you want to work as a researcher, for example, you can tell this unit like basically it tells you how heavily influenced STEM careers are by external factors. So like not only would the lab work be important, but like you need to have this commercial awareness, I guess, which can actually govern what you do in the lab. An example would be for what I do at my lab, where amidst this crisis, we have another issue towards the agriculture side of things, especially in Australia. So we have pests infesting in our crops. So we got like corn and cotton, and so these pests are actually gaining resistance to our known pesticides. So the lab I work in, it deals with these proteins called orphan proteins, and essentially they're just proteins that will kill cells. And now I'm seeing if that can be adapted to make a novel insecticide against these pests. So as a biochem major, I wouldn't like be in this field, I guess. I would not expect a project in this field, but it's definitely important to research. It just shows how like a bit of commercial awareness can actually help drive your project, and now we're gaining funding for it, I guess. It's also important in a company setting, I guess. So you have to think about supply and demand, especially in like pharmaceuticals. Your competitors and your customers, like these things will actually matter in the science sector. So you gotta you need to think more than just the science itself or like the analysis of data. You gotta see how you can contribute to what the company's goals are. So you have to take a look at the customers. What do they actually want? What do they care about? These are the things that this unit actually teaches you. Like that's how I was just like, wow, there's like so much more I can actually learn about than just actually doing the work itself.
What was your favorite part of SCI3930?
So working with students in different scientific backgrounds, so you can hear their insights into employability, like their struggles or their success, and then having such good discussions about ideas of what the future of work will look like and then how we can thrive in the workplace. And then I also thought it was great how the activities and discussions were really engaging and also so personal. It really felt like everyone was working together just to build like skills and build confidence.
It's a subject where even if you go into it not thinking you'll get anything out of it, you can't avoid getting something out of it at the end. And even if you just show up every week and chat with the people in your tutorial, you'll leave with a better idea of how you feel about the workforce. And that's awesome, because you don't really address that in any other classes at university. So I worked at CSIRO while I was studying, so I already had a pretty good idea of the workplace, and I still got something out of the subject, which was really surprising. I still just, it was fun every week. I had fun every week and I learned stuff.
I think the favorite part of the unit for me was pretty much just learning skills that are applicable to the real world, because I feel like as a science student, we learn a lot of things that are industry specific and science specific, but then we end up in the real world and we don't know how to make a resume and get a job. So yeah, I've learned a lot about, how to build a professional resume, cover letter, respond to the key selection criteria, which I had no idea of before taking the unit. I think those are the main things which are very important, I think, for any student actually.
What's something you didn't know before you did SCI3930?
And that's something that you have to do in work. You have your personal development plans. You have to sort of talk about the skills that you've learnt throughout the year. And that's something that I'd never done before. Writing scientifically I could do, but actually to write reflectively was a skill that I didn't have, and I was able to build on throughout the unit.
It's fine to just love the science, but like it's better, like job-wise especially, to see the bigger picture, I guess.
So I didn't really know the variety of work that was open to me as a science student. So we've got such diverse skills and we can be really flexible. So a lot of the skills can be transferred into different areas of work.
For me, it was really resume and cover letter. Like, I've had a resume before and I knew the general structure of it, but I didn't know about the active verbs, and I didn't know, that I'm not supposed to put in my address on resume, because before I thought that I'm supposed to put my address. So a lot of those small things that really, when you add all of them together, make a huge difference. And I think a lot of like kind of realizing the importance of like reflecting on all your experiences. Because prior to taking this unit, I thought that, my experience in retail was kind of just doing retail, but I didn't realize that I've learned about teamwork. I got a lot of interpersonal skills, and I think because of this unit, I started to appreciate all of the experiences and using them to my advantage. So I think those are the main things.
Kind of don't realize that you're building all these soft skills and whatnot. And it's kind of like that throughout uni as well, in all of your subjects as well, like lab classes and whatnot. You're not just learning the lab skills, you're kind of learning all the teamwork and everything of project management and stuff that goes with it. And that's what I think the unit teaches you, to understand those qualities that you or the skill you're learning, but you might not necessarily be aware of.